Hello, we're back with another video. Been a while since I've done one of these where it's not a screen recording or a TikTok, because that's what I've been posting lately. I pre-recorded a bunch of stuff because I went to Milwaukee for the weekend, and then just sort of been firing on all cylinders on the TikTok side of things. So I've been posting all my shorts, and the shorts been blowing up. Like, one of them have 1,100 views, one of them has 800 views, just blowing up. But it has been 3 weeks since I last talked about a school sport, and we're on the last sport. I don't know why it took me so long. I just looked it up, and it said July 21st was the last time I did one of these, and it is August the 12th or something like that. Yeah, August 12th. So let's talk about goalball. Okay, goalball is the premier sport at my school. It is the football to public schools, normal schools, and everything's great about goalball. Now, about a year and a half ago, I made this whole video on goalball before when I tried to go through all the sports. The first time I did not be successful with that, but this time I'm going 7 for 7 with all my sports, so yay, sticking to your goals. And where's my file? You see, this is what happens when you try to set up a video while talking. There we go. And why is it not? Oh my lord, this is awkward. But anyway, there we go. Okay, the beginning of my notes. And so I basically talked about goalball. It was like an 18-minute video. I didn't even know it was that long. Basically explaining what goalball was and why it's so awesome. But we didn't have a proper season. That was just sort of like, we had practices, but there was only 5 of us. It was just 3 boys and 2 girls. So we sort of do mismatch teams. And they taught Cavante and I the basics. You know, bring up Cavante again for the 7th time, because we are the first 2 students to ever do all 7 sports in one school year. So that's where Cavante and I learned the basics. Because neither of us have played goalball before, along with Leo, who is the seasoned veteran, and we'll talk about more about Leo in a couple minutes. But Cavani really had a leg up on everyone when we had a proper season this past year, because we already knew how to throw the ball and all the rules and everything like that. So we didn't have to learn. We knew what the court was like and everything like that. So we were out ahead. And let's see what I wrote here. I had goalball is still the best sport ever, no doubt. And I guess we're going to go through all the meets and the games and stuff like that. So, first game is about a week and a half after we start practicing. Okay, it's very interesting. And starting the lineup, you have, I'm on right wing, Leo in the center, and Cameron on the left. And I think that is the best lineup that we ever put out there. Dynamic duo. We're going against Missouri, and it was fun. We sort of won. Leo went berserk, scored my first goal. That was cool. It was just sort of like over before it really started, so we just started playing around, doing some exhibition games and crazy stuff. Like, hi.
Hi.
What's up?
Here.
What's up?
This is where you want it. That's your medicine.
Bet. Thank you.
Okay. And your food's here. It's in here on the table.
Did he get the hearing aid batteries too?
Yep, you got 2 batteries too.
Wow, he remembered everything. I'm impressed. That's the first.
He's talking about you, Tony. Can you close the door back?
Sure.
Tony?
Medicine for school. Dope. Thanks, Mom. So we were just sort of playing around, not playing around for our food, basically. Like, Missouri was switching in and out players with the first game of the season. No one really had a lot of practice. Putting in some weird lineups. And, yeah, the boys won both of their games. The girls lost both of theirs. And this will be a continuing theme throughout. So, now we're going to talk about our first goalball trip in Kentucky. Now, Kentucky, this was a very interesting trip. We had, one of our key players, Andy, was hurt because his finger was purple, legit. Because Cavante threw a ball at him, and Andy tried to block it with his hands, and it bent the finger back. Let's just say if Leo would have thrown it, Leo's a tank, like 6 foot 250. Cavante's like what is he, 5'5" and about 130. So clear size difference there. If we would have thrown that ball Andy, he would have been done for the season, finger broken. But Andy, like, knuckle was purple, but he could not go and play on the trip. So we were down a player. So we had Gabe, Cameron, I, Cavante, and Leo. And it was so weird because they separated between A teams and B teams. And you'll get to why that doesn't make sense in a minute as well. So A teams and B teams. And it's weird because I was sort of in the middle. I just sort of been in the middle throughout this whole process because, you know, you have Cameron and Leo on the A team, and we had Cavante and Gabe on the B team. And I was just sort of not the odd man out. I was just sort of in the middle, so I would sort of play both games. So, but we would like, how do I explain this? So during the A games, it'd be Leo, Cameron, and I. During the B games, it would be Gabe, Cavante, and I. And what we would do is I would be on left or right wing. Well, I was mostly right wing, and Gabe would be left wing, and Cavante would be our center. And then, but if we wanted to switch things up, we have Leo at center, Cavante on right, and Cameron on left, just to keep things interesting. And we torched Kentucky. Missouri with their two. They got their butts whipped too. And it was so weird because A team and B team, the coach would not unleash Leo on the B teams of the other team. Because what it would do would be like Kentucky A versus Illinois A, Missouri A versus Illinois A, Illinois B versus Kentucky A, Kentucky B versus Missouri B. Just the most random combinations. So you have like Missouri A team going against Illinois B team, or you have like Kentucky A team versus Missouri B team, and of course and then you have A versus A's, B versus B's. It was all sorts of mumbo jumbo stuff, and it was just bad. I mean, for the other team, like Cameron made one kid bleed. Leo was out there just throwing the ball at will at points. I'm one of the people that commentate during the game, and it's like you're not supposed to talk during the game because there's a bell inside the ball. We had this one interaction where it was a B game, and Cavante asked where I was, and he passed the ball backwards, and you're not supposed to do that because you could miss it and the ball goes into your own goal, and that's a point for the other team. So he's like, LT, where you at? I tapped before. He rolls it to me. I grab the ball. I'm like, don't pass backwards. Proceed to get up and throw the ball into the net on the other side. Like, whoops, okay. Set. That was just funny. We had an overtime thriller win. We won 4-3. Crazy plays in that game. One of them was where the whole reason it was tied was, I forget. I think we were up 3-2, or we were up 2-1 or whatever. And they I think we're playing Missouri, or I think with Kentucky, and they tied it up because the ball went right between Cavante and I. Like the ball hit both of us, but neither of us secured it, and the ball went in. So we were tied for the longest time. And then they subbed out Gabe for Cameron. Cameron came in, threw a bullet right into the other goal. He gave us that 4-3. And then I made this crazy play where the ball bounced off Cavante. I'm scrambling forward, do this flip around move, grab it. It just pandemonium. So that was a lot of fun in Kentucky. Yeah, I think that's mainly it. But on the girls' side, let's go to the girls' side. Not too good. I forgot to mention after our home game, I guess, against Missouri, we had to go to an Anya. She's just like, hey, I want to play with Alyssa one more time, because she's leaving, so I'm out the team. So I'm not dissing Anya or anything like that, but that's what happened, okay? Girls team in Kentucky. Yeah, it was not good. It was not pretty. You see, there's only three of them. You have Haley, Sydney, and Alyssa. And Alyssa, the veteran, Sydney and Haley are learning. It was interesting. Like, Alyssa's out there doing everything. But, you know, no one's a perfect goalball player. Haley would just sort of sit there on the line and let the ball go past her. It was all over the place. The girls proceeded to lose everything, even to Missouri and Kentucky. So, and then we get to the bad part of Kentucky. Not going to go too deep into it because it will give me more mental trauma, but essentially Leo was talking about how you know, how he dated Sydney and then I had a crush on Sydney and telling me this whole thing about the stuff they did when they dated, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that gave me mental nightmares. That effed me up for a good 2 weeks. Oh my lord. Moving on. Now we have to tip the trip to Tennessee. Tennessee whiskey and make all your jokes. Tennessee was a lot better. This time we had 14 showdown. We had Alabama, Tennessee, Missouri once more, and Illinois. And it let's see what kind of funny stuff happened here in Tennessee. First game we played was against Alabama. Alabama said they put in their B team lineup against us because they didn't think we were that good. Apparently, they never heard of Leo. Leo torched them. Oh, that was funny. Just crushing souls left and right. That was fun. We had like a full-on bracket tournament where we played everyone all 3 times. So Illinois beat Kentucky and Missouri and Tennessee. So we were the top seed, and then we went against, I believe, Tennessee in the first round, and then Missouri beat, I think Alabama beat Missouri, and then for the championship, we just sort of got a poster that filled out the bracket and said we were top. Illinois beat Alabama, woohoo, fun. On the girls' side, they weren't bad. They beat Tennessee, and then proceed to lose to Tennessee again, and Missouri, and Alabama. I'm not trying to roast the girls here, okay? It's an overarching theme that the girls needed some work, okay? Just saying. But no, that was a whole lot of fun, because now I think at this point I was dating Sydney, so I'm sitting behind her, playing with her hair in the bleacher, flirting very badly. It was awkward. It was so cringy. I bought an entire box of Cheez-Its to Tennessee because we have this thing where it's like good luck charm if we have Cheez-Its, so I legit put a box of Cheez-Its from Illinois to Tennessee on the bus and just pulled them out like, ta-da, here we go. When we were in Tennessee, they gave a Chick-fil-A, was that Tennessee or Kentucky? One of them gave a Chick-fil-A for lunch. That was dope. I think that was Kentucky. Gave a Chick-fil-A. Yeah, that was Chick-fil-A for lunch, because the only way I remember that, because Cameron was on that trip, and Cameron did not go for the Tennessee because his grades were not looking too hot, so he was off the team. And insert Brandon. And this made me remember something I need to mention. They wanted me to play center. I am not a center. I am a wing. I'm a wing, okay? Now, I know I try to go into stuff with the mindset of you play whatever position the team needs you to win. But I'm one of those people that I have to block every single ball, and the ball goes in the net, I'm gonna be ticked off. So they had these exhibition games. So they said Leo couldn't play, Andy couldn't play because Andy was a wing, Cavante couldn't be our center. They said Cavante couldn't play in general because what had happened was they rolled out the B team lineup, which was Cavante, Gabe, and I. And apparently, it was clear day Leo wasn't going to play because he's like the MVP, okay? Everyone saw how good he was, and apparently they said Andy couldn't play. So, but no one's seen Cavante play center. So, like, okay, I'm on right wing, Cavante's in the center, we're going to track everything down, we're kicking butt, here we go. Fun, against Missouri, I remember that one. And then it's halftime, and then like Cavante comes over to me and like, I can't play anymore. I'm like, what do you mean I can't play? Like, it's only B team. They want strictly B team. I'm like, you are in the B team. They're like, no, they're putting me. Oh, I would trigger. So they put me in the center, Brandon and Gabe on my wings, and let's just say with a couple of dead fish, with a kid with a hearing impairment in the middle. It was pathetic. Oh my god, I was so mad. And the coach could tell I was getting mad. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, I wasn't talking. I was stomping to the other end of the court. I was pissed. I was so mad. But yeah, I'm not a center. I don't want to play center. Let's see what else we have here. We went to SASED, in Addison Trails, suburb of Chicago, to play this expedition clinic thing. They really overhyped this, because the way they made it sound like we're going there, we're going hardcore, we're going to play, no. Some of those kids never seen a goalball net before or a goalball court. Yeah, that was very underwhelming. Let's just say that. We had a student versus staff game. We had Leo and a couple of staff members versus like Andy, Cavante, and I. That's where that TikTok came from that I posted on the channel a couple months ago when Leo hit me with the go ball. And I said, Jesus Christ. And they're like, you can't do that anymore. I'm like, what? That's not a swear word. It's better than half the other stuff I could say. I think it's titled, When People Laugh at You Before Playing Go Ball. Yeah, that one. And, yeah, that was interesting. So, when Leo just nailed me, and then Leo just torched our team 3-on-1. I am not joking, it was 3-on-1. He's on one end, defending that whole dang court by himself, and he's just throwing nukes back at us, and just, Cavante was gonna cry. He was getting hit so hard. Oh my lord, that was funny. And then we had our student versus staff game at ISPI, and this is the game I never got to play, because so we had the boys and the girls game. It was sad. The teachers never played before. We're going against our superintendent. We're going against the top lunch lady person. I don't really know what her proper title is. We're going against a couple teachers. It was sad. And at this point, our goalball team was really good. My girlfriend Sydney was just showing out. Speaking of showing out, we'll get to that in a minute. She was just scoring at will, called her the goalball goddess, and just torching the teacher, but also they didn't really know what they were doing anyway. And then the guys played. For the first half it was Alyssa, Sydney, and Haley. So they all got to play for the first half. And in the second half, it was Brandon and Gabe out there with Alyssa. So she got to play with the dead fish. I know that sounds really harsh, but legit, they just laid there. Like, I mean, I would pass them the ball, and they make accurate throws. They make throws, but they just sort of laid there. Brandon was trying to learn how to play the game. It was interesting. I didn't really trust Brandon all that much on my wing, and you want to be with people that you trust. But also, it was hard for me because, had the hearing impairment. So, and so those guys got to play. And then the guys' game got Leo, Andy, and Cavante, and they played the whole game. And apparently I was supposed to switch at halftime. But you see, I wasn't complaining because I was, sitting next to Sydney the whole time. So I'm like, yeah, I don't care. So, and would I rather be out there on the court all sweaty or sitting next to my girl? So, yeah, that was funny. And then we have the big one, conference. Everyone came down to Illinois because we hosted it. Hey.
Hey.
What's that?
Nothing. I came to get the charger that's not plugged up.
Oh, well, sorry. I need to charge my tablet. Oh, the other one behind the chair.
I got it.
People never close the doors. Jesus Christ. You think they wouldn't think I'm running a professional YouTube channel out of my bedroom? And then I knock over my phone. Anyway, let's talk about conference, the big one. So everyone come down to Illinois. And first game of the entire thing, we go against Indiana. Indiana never played them before, and never probably going to play them again. We smoked them. Well, they don't want to play us, I guess. Just smoked Indiana, okay? Quick, clean, simple. It only took, 7 minutes? I'm forgetting the minutes of how much time's and a half. 7 minutes of clock time. So make that about 10 minutes of actual game time with the timeouts. I think Indiana made some substitutions or whatever. It was not pretty. Okay, they just smashed them. Okay, Indiana, bye. And then we basically got to, that was the only game we played on Friday. Friday night. And then we just watched some very entertaining goalball. We watched Tennessee versus Missouri, and it was the first game where they were going back and forward. We saw overtime. We saw a shootout, which is where one person had to defend the whole court by themselves, and they're going back and forth. One of the Tennessee kid touched their goggles, which gave Missouri an extra chance to win. It was a close one, but Tennessee pulled that one out. And then what was it? Kentucky mopped the floor with Ohio. Was Ohio there? Yeah, Ohio went there because the girls dominated them. we'll get to them in a second. So I think Kentucky mopped the floor with Ohio. So next day we who was it? I think we played Missouri. We beat them. Just a lot of games going on back and forward. Eventually it goes into bracket style. We only played 4 games. We beat Indiana. We beat Missouri, and then we beat Kentucky twice. So Tennessee got 4th, then Missouri, then Kentucky got 2nd, and the guy got 1st. Meanwhile, on the girls' side, they're torching everyone. They finally put it all together. Alyssa's going off. I got to watch the girls' last game against Ohio, and the girls were sort of down 3-2 or whatever. It was I'm like, come on, you can do it, cheering for my girlfriend, cheering for my best friend Alyssa, cheering for Haley because of Haley, and Alyssa turned it the frick on, like just scoring at will. She got like 5 goals. They ended up winning 8-3, and that was important because they all have similar record. They won 5 out of 6 matchups, and they did it off of goals. And that last game put them in 2nd place. Now Missouri went 6 for 6. So they did not beat Missouri at all season. Out of about 6-7 games, they never beat Missouri. So that's our goal this year, to beat Missouri once. The girls, at least. So yeah, but the girls got 2nd place. That was really cool, just to watch Alyssa's offensive explosion just take over. And yeah, that's basically the goalball season. So we did not play Wisconsin. We did not travel to Missouri, which are 2 things I'm hoping we get to do this upcoming year. But yeah, the boys three-peat. I mean, throw a COVID year in the middle of there, but we three-peated. Now, I was only on one of those teams. Oh, I did not get to talk about the boys' championship game. So we're playing Kentucky for the 2nd time, and basically it's double elimination. So we already beat Kentucky once at this point, and then Kentucky beat Missouri to face us again. And so Leo out there having his way with the Kentucky team, and we are up 8-0. Okay, I'm sitting on the bench. I don't think I did not get into that game at all. And Gabe, who I mentioned before, I never mentioned what he does. He had the jingle bells, is what I call it. He throws the ball so softly that you can't hear it. Now, I only couldn't hear because, hearing aids, hard of hearing. I thought it was only getting by me. But it's one of those things where, like, I could hear it sometime. But it would only be like at the last second, because I would have this thing where I hear them throw the ball at the end of the court, right? Then it would sort of go into the dead zone where, yeah, I hear the bell, but I can't tell if it's going to my left, to my right, or whatever. And by the time you have to make a decision to move somewhere, you either make the right choice or the wrong choice. So I'm always in my head like, come on, Gabe, you got to put some speed on it, put some muscle behind the ball. What does he do at conference? Oh, scores our 9th goal with one of those silent whistle balls, and then he just passes out to Leo, and Leo just chucks it down there for Mercy Rule 10-0 championship. That was clutch. And, 1 second, I got this. I did not plan to show this, but where'd it go? To show you how weird I am. I have championship tape. Yeah, championship tape. I could go get my trophies and stuff like that. I got a lot of stuff in this. So I think we got a medal. I got a trophy that's out there on the bookcase with a couple of my trophies and stuff from over the years. My girlfriend had my other trophy because we accidentally switched. Where I had her goalball trophy and she had mine. And then she couldn't find mine to give it back to her. So she had both of ours now. But I have goalball tape. And this is from the floor of the entire tournament. So it's black tape, it's rolled up in a ball. And I got this idea because, in college basketball, whenever you win the championship, they get the ladder and they cut down the net. That, the back goes in the backbone net. They cut down the net, and then they cut up into different pieces and pass the net around, and the players get to keep that, showing that they won the championship. So the tournament's over and everything like that. And everyone's tearing up the tape. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll help you guys. And then, like, what do we do with it? Like, oh, give it to me, I'll throw it in the garbage. Like, in the garbage? What do you mean the garbage? This is championship tape right here. We just played an entire tournament over 2 days to win a championship, and you're gonna throw it in the garbage? Like, what? No. I think this is the left wing line. If I remember correctly, I tore that part up. There was a whole bigger thing that I could have gotten, but I'm like, I don't need that much tape. I think I tore up the entire center line to help as well, and I hid it behind my goggles and my arm pads so they wouldn't take it from me, but I got championship tape. The most worthless thing ever, but I'm keeping this forever. So really cool. Goalball season as a whole, a lot of fun. Definitely playing it again. Definitely a good way to get your emotions out. I get way too into the game. And there's a whole lot of strategy into it. You can throw fast, you can throw soft, you can throw hard. There's so many ways you can do it. So many different, like, you put your really small kids on the wing so they can throw faster. You want your big guy in the middle. Just so many ways you can switch it up and keep things interesting. And all the different opponents you can play. But it's cool that everyone friends out the court, because we had a social after that. Had some good foods, danced, that was fun. So yeah, we were all just hanging out, and it was cool. It's weird. I'm one of the people that, like, I show up, I want to beat you, and then I leave. I'm not all about the hanging out, meeting you guys. So we're all talking to kids from Missouri and Indiana and Tennessee, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you people. I just want to talk to Illinois people. And it's not because we won. I felt that I always feel that way. It's like, why am I going to talk to complete strangers that we just battled out there on the court? So yeah, that wraps up this series. Going over all 7 sports. Glad I actually went through with it all. Shocking. I finished something. So, hope you enjoyed it. This year I only plan on doing track and goalball, but we'll see what I get talked into. Talking about everything, might make a student council video, because I think that would be interesting. Just finding random stuff to talk about. The school year starts on Wednesday, the 17th, and so I'm like, oh wow, summer's coming to a close. I have to get this last video up, because I'm not going 6 for 7. I wanted to finish this one, so yeah, I'm gonna go eat my Taco Bell, and hope you have a good day. I don't know what to say anymore.